Hello, Bill Molyneux here with Bill's History World with Goober the Traveling Bear. And today, August 18th, we are at the United States Army Heritage and Education Center in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. And Goober the Traveling Bear and I will be walking the Heritage Trail. It's basically a timeline of our military in action from the French Indian War all the way up to the War on Terror. We'll be visiting the museum, the Carlisle base, and we'll also be getting a fencing lesson later tonight. All right, we have some wind, we have some traffic. We're hoping our audio will be okay for this video. And let's go and explore history and the United States Army and all they've done to keep us free. All right, when you first enter the education center, the first vehicle you're greeted at by the entrance is the Hellcat, the United States World War II tank destroyer. This isn't quite a full tank because the top of the turret is open. It has lighter armor, it's faster than a Sherman tank, and has a better main gun. It is armed with a 50 caliber machine gun on the top of the turret. But this is considered a tank destroyer. It's quicker, more agile than your Sherman tank. We're going to walk around it a bit. So, as you can see, I think it was just moved here recently. It still has chucks and chains, so no one will take it away. And my goal here is to do snippets of the entire outdoor area. I have good weather, I do have some wind, and I do have the dead cat on the microphone. So, here's our entrance. So this video will be basically the Hellcat. Really neat. It just looks like it's been parked here. I gather it still runs. We'll have to ask members of the curator-director team. So let's move on to something else. We have a lot to cover on the outdoor exhibits. Well, here we are at the War on Terror, the Gulf War area with the HESCO barriers. These are basically gabions, just like they made during the French Indian War era. They are a basket filled with earth, and as you can see, this is what they look like as time progresses, and this is how they look, full of shale rock and indestructible, really. So bullets hit these, they are absorbed, shrapnel. And let's go walk around into this little fort area, I guess you'd call it. So as a defensive position, as if we were a rifleman or a machine gunner, they're about chest high, shoulder height, I guess a little higher than chest high, and they provide cover for the men, for our fighting men. Now they have a second tier, the HESCOs in Iraq. Very interesting how these are produced, filled with dirt, sand. So we'll continue down our path. So we're looking out across the Heritage Trail, and as you can see, we're going to be heading towards the World War I trenches next. All right, here we have Sergeant Robert Eastley Jr., and he was wounded by an improvised explosive device, an IED. Sergeant Eastley lost both legs, making him above the knee amputee. He sustained multiple injuries. And here he is with a big Purple Heart. Sergeant Eastley is currently receiving treatment at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland. All right, now they have a display of what these terrible devices were like and what they did. So this is buried along a roadside, and a vehicle would drive over it and it would blow up. So, and here is our signage for such a device. Be loaded in vehicles under the ground. You'll see how they have one here in this tire. So, war is got terrible different looks for these devices, and let's move on along our trail. As I walk along the Heritage Trail, this is just going to be a 15-second segment. That is Route 81. That goes all the way to Binghamton, New York, and further north, and all the way down south through Tennessee. And it's loud here. More than likely, many of these videos will be dubbed.